Jai Hind and a very good afternoon to our alumni, Mr. Ankit Nimje, our MD Dr. Jai Singh, all the faculty members and the students of IIEBM. I, Prashant Kumawat, MC for today, accord you a warm and cordial welcome for today's session. Now I take this opportunity to welcome our guest, Mr. Ankit Nimje. Sir, may I have your permission to proceed? Thank you, sir. Mr. Ankit Nimje is a Scrum Master and Business Analyst at Deloitte. He is also an alumni of our college of batch 2014-16. Sir has worked as a Senior Associate at Amazon and a Territory Sales Manager at Reddington India Limited. With a work experience of 7+ years, he is a technology passionate individual and has expertise in software development lifecycle, project management. Beyond his professional achievement, Sir has great analytical thinking and an eye for detail along with expressive communication skills. His can-do attitude transforms challenges into opportunities. Now, without any further delay, I request Mr. Ankit Nimje to address the young minds present over here.
Jai Hind, everyone. Jai Sir. Am I audible to everyone? Yes, sir. Wow, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. I was right in the chairs that you all are sitting. This auditorium feels amazing to be back. Thank you so much for having me, sir. So yes, as our friend here told, my name is Ankit and I currently work with Deloitte India. In the project management domain, to be specific, I am a Scrum Master and a Business Analyst. And to give you just a hint of what a career in consulting may feel like, I have got for you Consulting 101 today. But before we begin, let's just agree on one thing. We are all in the same boat. I was sitting in these benches, now you are. So let's be honest with each other. Will we be honest with each other? Yes, sir. Okay. So ये slide देख के comfortable with Hindi? Yes, Hindi? Okay, everyone? क्या मन में आ रहा है ये slide देख के? Anyone? Come on, anybody? What's in your mind? First thing in your mind. And I was on these chairs just a few years ago. So please be honest. Anybody, just raise a hand, stand up, please. Yes. मन में feeling क्या है, bro? मजा क्या है? Feeling क्या है? मजा आएगा, seriously. Lunch हुआ है अभी. This is your domain. Anybody else? Yes. Okay. Anybody else? Yes. Yes. You can sit and answer. It's fine.
Jain sir, my name is Chirag Tikar. Helping to choose a right path.
Okay. Just two more. Anybody else? Two more. Okay. I'll cut to the chase. Can I have the next slide? मेरे मन में क्या आता ना? I'll tell you. Next slide. Okay. You have the pointer, please. That would be really helpful. So मेरे मन में क्या आता? Is it working? Okay. Where's the receiver? That. This is what I would see. This is exactly what I would see. यार lunch हो गया है, सुबह से sessions attend कर रहे हैं, and I am really sleepy. I'm really that nothing to be ashamed about it. यार we are humans. अच्छा राजमा राइस दाल तड़का सब खा के नींद आती है. That is physiological. It's fine. Whatever answers you gave were very diplomatic. Correct भी होंगे. I'm not denying it. But ये सबसे पहले आता है. And that was a dummy slide. So just to give you a sigh of relief, I'm not going to give you any jargon. I'm not going to tell you what consulting is like. You can ask me that in the AMA section later. But what I have got for you is the 3 biggest lessons that the life has taught me. ठीक है? ज़्यादा ज्ञान नहीं है. And I will present it to you in a form that we all love and understand. It's universally most effective way of communication. And it is called, yeah, you just do it. Memes. I'll talk to you in memes. Are you guys ready? Yes. Are you guys ready? तो ये सब क्यों होता है? Why did our mind go there? क्यों लगा यार कि ये ऐसा होने वाला है या वैसा होने वाला है? थोड़ा एक बुरा लगा, बोरिंग लगा, उनागी. Not in the literal context, जिस context में Ross was talking, but our body anthropologically is designed to look for patterns, to look for what we already know. So हमने देखा यार 50 स्लाइड है, तो it is going to be boring, it is consulting, whatever. Yeah, बहुत interesting होगा. We just anticipated. This affects us positively and this affects us negatively. Positively how? That we may be able to anticipate any danger that is coming our way, और negatively how? कि हम पहले ही सोच लेते that it is going to be boring, the person in front of us is going to be rude, the person in front of us is going to be dominating, so we don't go and talk to them. Can I have the next slide? If you don't ask, the answer is always no. हम पहले से ही डर जाएंगे कि हमको ये सेल्स कॉल करना है यार, the client is always going to say no. यार, I like that girl or boy, but if I go and talk to them, I'm not promoting going and proposing anybody, guys, but if I go and talk to them, they are going to say no. The fear of rejection in us is really strong, and that is the reason we lose hell lot of opportunities. So if you don't ask, the answer is going to be always no. So dare, ask. क्या होगा ना, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ना ही बोलेंगे. Can I have the next slide? Don't make assumptions. Ask. Don't make assumptions about anything, anybody, anything in or any situations in life. Ask about it. That is the most important lesson that I have from life. I started my career in sales. I was not really an extrovert. I still am not an extrovert. Strangers से बात करने में डर लगता था. But मैंने यही सोचा ना, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा यार. He will not give me the sales order. He will say यार just get lost. But at least I tried. I gave my 100%. So ask. Number one lesson is ask, do not assume. Can I have the next slide? Pivot. That is the second most important lesson that I have for you, is to pivot. Keep on. What does pivot mean? To move, to change directions, right? And all of these lessons are my personal. You may associate with them. You may agree to them. You may disagree with them. It's all your choice. It's your life. But this is what life has taught me. By qualification, in my undergraduation, I'm a mechanical engineer. Mechanical engineering में किया नागपुर यूनिवर्सिटी से समझ में आया. This is not something that I want to do for rest of my life. Had I got stuck with being mechanical engineer just because I have the degree, I would not be here. I would not be what I am doing currently, what I'm enjoying doing currently. That was my number one pivot in my life. Number two pivot was after I joined IIEBM. I was, Jaising sir must have told you, or you may have read in my profile, I got the most creative person ka award in the graduation ceremony. I was very passionate about working in advertising, in marketing. I even interned with FCB Ulka, one of the best advertising houses in the country. But again, it was my personal choice that I did not want to continue. There were multiple reasons, so I pivoted there, right? I went into sales. I again realized कि यार sales भी नहीं करना है bro, नहीं मजा आ रहा है, बहुत मेहनत है. I used to work in Pune. I used to work in a company called Reddington, and my daily travel was somewhere, on a good day it would be 70 kilometers at least. I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it a bit. I pivoted, went into operations. उसमें भी मजा नहीं आ रहा था यार, क्या हो रहा है? I started doubting myself कि bro, is there something wrong with you? Are you just plain lazy? You're not enjoying doing anything. This is the third job that you've picked up and you're still not enjoying it. Are you just plain lazy? But the final pivot came with an IGP in Amazon, and I moved into project management. That's when I realized that my calling was. Currently, I'm working as a business analyst and a Scrum Master. We'll get into the details of it if you are interested. If you want to know what these terms are, I'll tell you definitely. But that's where I found my calling, and that's what I am doing currently. So number two, the second most important lesson is never be afraid to pivot. Just because you have a degree in something, just because a qualification hai, you don't get bound by it. So just because you have a qualification does not mean that you have to stick to it. I follow stand-up comedy a lot. There's this guy called Atul Khatri. If you have watched his videos, he was a businessman till, I guess, 50 years of his age. And then he started doing comedy and he's touring the world. There's this famous singer in Marathi called Sandeep Khare. He's a doctor. And he's performing and he's world famous and he's enjoying what he's doing. Not that he would not have enjoyed being a doctor, but his calling was music. So don't restrict yourself to your degrees, don't restrict yourself to your qualifications. Try and explore what you enjoy more. Because as everybody says, if you work in what you're doing, you will not work for a single day of your life, something of that sort, right? So you have to continuously keep on finding and keeping on pivoting your career. That's how you will be able to land at something that you're meant to do. It is in my third job, third switch, that I actually found something worthwhile that I can see myself doing for a significant part of my life. I may pivot again, I don't know. So be agile, be ready to change, be ready to pivot. That is the second learning. And the third learning. Next. ये बहुत कॉमन है ना, 10वीं कर लो फिर तो ऐसी है, 12वीं कर लो फिर तो और ऐसा है, ग्रेजुएशन कर लो उसके बाद MBA भी PGDM भी करना पड़ गया. डू यू थिंक कि PGDM के बाद ऐसी ऐश होगी और आपको कुछ और पढ़ना नहीं पड़ेगा? हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू? रेज योर हैंड. Do you think the PGDM diploma degree you are having, इसके बाद you will not have to study at all? Raise your hand. I used to think that way. Post graduation हो गया, I don't have to study anymore. But I could not have been wrong. There are so many things in life that you still need to study. There are so many things in life that you still need to learn. Learning will never stop. Very recently, last weekend itself, I completed another certification to add to my list of certifications that I have. It will help me grow in career. It was not an easy one, but I had to study. I was one of the laziest people academically. I was not one of the brightest student in engineering. I had many of backlogs and I know मैंने अपनी engineering कैसे complete करी है. So, I was not the brightest, study was not my forte, but I am still learning. It is what will get you ahead. And what to learn. Number one thing that I would want each and everyone to learn, and I was even talking about this to Jai Singh sir, is personal finance. All of us, many of us would be finance students. We know basics of it, but I'll tell you my personal experience. It is only after 5 years in my professional life, I realized the importance of personal finance and how important it is. In COVID, I saw people go bankrupt because they did not have an insurance policy to treat their loved ones. Having a health insurance, having a life-term insurance is very important. Saving from your first paycheck is very important. Right now, I don't mean for you to live like a miser, but live frugal. There's a difference between being a miser and being frugal. You have to be frugal. You have to start saving. You have to start an SIP with your first paycheck. Take it as an advice from somebody who's failed in doing so. And I realized it at a very later stage of my life. From your first paycheck, start investing 500 rupees a month in whatever form you like, just start investing. This is one such learning that I think we should all have. You should continue your education. All of the companies that we work in Deloitte, we have a continuing education policy. Many of the companies similarly have such policies. Take benefit of it. When you graduate from here, when you join your organization, continue learning. Because that is what is going to help you. Because that is what will lead you to better opportunities. The certifications that you have, the qualifications that you get. Because let's be frank, there are many MBA graduates, right? What separates us from them? If we just say that PGDM marketing, PGDM finance, PGDM HR, it is not. I'm glad that our college is taking steps to upgrade you in certain other fields, but you have to put in an effort from your side as well. So guys, that is the end of my presentation. Can I have the next slide? That's my cat, Ginger. Thank you for listening. Please don't ask me anything. I'm kidding. Can I have the next presentation? That's her kitten, Loki. Please ask me anything as long as it's appropriate. My name is Ankit. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind.
Sir, I want to ask about what is Scrum Master?
What is Scrum Master? Great. Good question. So please take a seat. So I work in the IT project management side. to tell you what a Scrum Master is, I'll have to tell you in IT development, there are basically two types of approaches that are taken in project management. One is called the traditional approach or the waterfall approach, and second is called agile approach and agile and Scrum approach. So I'll tell you first what the waterfall approach is. For example, if you go to a tailor, right, you want to stitch a nice blazer. What happens there? He'll take all your measurements. He'll ask you, किस color का coat चाहिए? What is the material that you want? And then once he has all your measurements, when he has all your preferences, then only he or she will start stitching your suit, right? It will not be like, yeah, today I'll measure your sleeve, and then tomorrow I'll ask you if you want wool or if you want cashmere or if you want what. So that way of software development is called the traditional way or the waterfall way, in which all the requirements needed for software development are taken at the beginning. This is used where the software developed will be used for a significant amount of time as is. There won't be any change. For example, attendance software, right? Yahan pe if you want to see how many students are present, an attendance biometric software here, it is going to stay like that for a very long time. There are going to be minor changes. So software, there could be patch fixes and it could be rolled out. But there won't be any major changes, so to say, on that. So in cases like that, a waterfall or a traditional way of software development is used. But say, for example, a Snapchat or an Instagram, you know, continuous features keep on coming. Snapchat has introduced stories. Zuckerberg भैया को भी चाहिए यार, हमको भी चाहिए, feature बड़ा तेज है, हम भी लगाएंगे अपने Instagram में. So that's how it is. By predicting, by seeing what your competition is doing, you don't want to lose on the market share and you implement newer features. In such a scenario, an agile way of development or a Scrum way of development is used. Just to say it in a simpler terms, we work in very short iterations of say 2 to 4 weeks. We have a backlog wherein we say कि ये 4 हफ्तों में we'll deliver this kind of work, and then we again review, continuous improvement. This cycle continues. So what a Scrum Master does is essentially a coach that oversees that all of these rules, and there are certain rules to be followed in an agile way of working. There are certain meetings that has to happen. That Scrum Master basically sees all of this is happening. A Scrum Master ensures that the development team has all the requirements necessary for them to develop that product. They have all the documents required. They have connects with all the requisite business people. So basically, a Scrum Master is just like coach of a cricket team. He will not be on ground. I don't know how to develop a software. I don't know anything about technicality. He'll not go on ground, but he'll just coach on how to play the game. He'll just coach on all the ceremonies that are there. He'll remove all the impediments that the team is facing, and he'll just help the team perform in the best way possible. That's what a Scrum Master does. That's what I do day in, day out. And do you want to know what a business analyst does? Yeah. Okay, cool. So, say for example, there is a bank, ICICI Bank, that wants a mobile app to be developed, right? So, ICICI Bank will have certain set of requirements ki how should the app look, what should the app do, what should be the security protocol, what should be the encryption protocol, and all of that, right? But the developers will not understand the commercial language. Developers को पता है security protocol क्या है, refresh rate क्या है, and all of that, but they won't understand how to calculate simple interest, how to calculate a compound interest, what is derivative का कैसा क्या होता है. Even I don't understand all of that. So what a business analyst does is he or she acts as a bridge between the development team and the client. A business analyst would approach the client, take all of their requirements, note it down in a specified format, and then pass it on to the developers. The developers, based on the requirements that they have received, will make a comprehensive software. This software, the business analyst will go back again, will test first by himself, and then take it back to the clients for further testing and for production deployment. So a business analyst is nothing but a bridge between the client and the IT side. That's it. Any other questions? सो गए क्या यार सारे लोग? Come on, any other questions? No questions? All right. My name is Ankit. Thank you all for listening to me patiently. If you have any questions, please connect with me on LinkedIn. Shoot out a message, and I'll try to reply to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. I extend my heartfelt gratitude for the incredibly informative session you delivered. Undoubtedly, the students have been bestowed with a wealth of valuable insights that will profoundly enrich their professional and academic pursuits. Thank you so much, sir.
Like you see this creative which comes to all of you every morning on your WhatsApp or I post on LinkedIn. So, there's someone working relentlessly behind that. There's a thought being applied. What should be the theme of the week? What should be the theme? Whose, content or which person or personality they should do. So, during his tenure, the best of the videos that this institute would have seen were all made by him. So, I'll maybe put you across through some of the videos. They were the best. So, I've never seen anyone as creative and as, innovative the way he used to do it. And, actually it made me so dependent that I used to tell him, make my presentations for me. So he was so good at it. So, you have to be so passionate and so good at something that people become dependent on you. So without knowing him, without anything, but then seeing his competence and his skill, he just floored me. So till today, I've not seen any student make presentations as good as him. He was that good at it. So, he'll all, and of course, yes, he was very kind. I happened to be in Nagpur. So he drove me around the city, took me to the places. He gave me some very, delicious breakfast at his house. My mother was very kind. So, long way it goes back, but then I don't forget things very fast. Thank you for being there. Wonderful. Thank you so much.